Welcome to another episode of the question and answers for the Malaysia stocks. So in this video, I will just go through some of the questions and analyze charts from my Telegram group members, and also just to walk through the charts to find out if there is anything unusual and also the general directions. All right, so let's get started now. So the first question comes from Luis. Hi Ming, any thoughts on scope? So okay, let's have a look at scope. So here it is. This is scope. At a first glance, it doesn't look that great. It's kind of a boring stock. Well, what I mean is it's sort of still in within this trading range. You can see that there's a trading range, and here is the breakdown. And with no volume, you can see that the volume is very thin. So this is there's not much participation right there. That's why you see the price movement actually just drift down without much selling. It's like all the participants just buying in and out, selling in and out. So not much happening right there. And subsequently, after the breakdown, we see it's sort of forming another range. So here it is. And recently, there is a bit of the active participation, some active volume come in. So here's a break back in. So finally climb back above the trading range, but still it just shows some inability of the follow through to the upside. So instead of consolidate further and forming some coiling position, and you can just trend up and test the swing high level, it's sort of just still getting a bit more volatile. So you can see in the candle as well. So this is the first bearish candle that comes with a ton of the supply. So if we compare it to the previous volume right there, so there's a lot of the selling, and subsequently there is not enough demand to push the price up. And then we have another bearish bar, so it's sort of still dropping below this axis line. So right now it just doesn't have any edge to trade this stock unless you plan to hold it for quite some time. Then probably the next support level will be around 20 cents. Yeah, we just need to see how the pullback is unfolding right now. It's probably coming back to test the vertical acceleration bar somewhere around 20, 21, 20, 22. So probably somewhere around there, still testing this bar. So not much happening. I would say it's still in a big range. So here's a range that we are talking about. So this is the big range, sort of still testing it, and we need to see a commitment above 235 or 24 in order to see more upside. So in order to turn bullish, I will see some form of the commitment above 24. All right, so this is good. And next question, let's see. KSGX, let's see, from Lakailo. MJ, please comment on QES. Okay, and KH has some comments and also a chart. So this is QES from KH, and let's see what KH has to say. So recent price advance seems in divergence in direction with a declining volume. Okay, so I see that you pointed out there's a declining of the volume while the price is hitting a higher high. And last 2 days trading session were indecision candles, shooting stars, spinning top, associated with a low volume, suggesting upside might be limited unless overhead resistance 87 break with a high buy volume, but I doubt it will happen given weakening signal on Nasdaq. Consider to trade in if pullback to trade to support 75 coincide with the 50 MA where prices was tend to be supported by the blue line 50 MA. Okay, sure. Let's take a look there. Your blue line is the 50 MA. Okay, so here's the blue line. Yep, we can see that generally is supported at the 50 MA, and also it's coincide with this swing high. So there's the axis line, the natural support level. Okay, so let me just go to the chart and have a look at the price action. So that's QES. Let's take a look. QES group. Right. So I've covered QES quite a few times, and I think it has been a very strong stocks in Malaysia. It's probably one of the few strong stocks in Malaysia. So this is definitely a reaccumulation range. So prior to that, there is still some more courses build. You can see that this is the huge courses build. So huge courses build, sign of strength rally, reaccumulation, and then breaking out again. So this is a very nice structure. In terms of the relative strength, you can see that it's even stronger than the S&P 500 in the US. So definitely is very strong stocks. Right now, there is certainly something's going on. As Cage pointed out, there's volume decreasing while it's actually hitting higher high. So how to interpret this? So there is a misconception that there's a price volume divergence. So what I would do is generally I look at it in this way. So first of all, there is a breakout here. So this is a breakout, and there is the trust to the upside. Okay, so the progress to the upside, and then we see that there's another progress to the upside, and then eventually this is another progress to the upside. So we see that the progress to the upside is getting shorter and shorter. That suggests that the momentum is actually fading. So if we want to interpret this, then certainly the demand is getting lesser and lesser. So there's a decreasing of the demand. However, if you look at this part, so despite the decreasing of the demand, the supply is generally low. So at the end, we still have another final push up. So look at this. This is the final push up and sort of forming a upthrust. So temporary commitment above and followed by a breakback in. And this is the change of character bar. So the change of character bar essentially just stop this movement and going into a trading range, I would say at least. So here is the change of character. And what I mean is this is the largest down wave that we have seen. So if we compare the down wave, certainly this is the largest down wave that comes with quite consistent of the supply level. So right now, I would think that it's probably going to spend some time consolidating itself until it's just mature and also right to break out to the upside. So at the moment, I still stick to a bullish bias with a short-term consolidation mode. So in terms of the immediate support level, I would say probably well, here is one, and this is a probably a swing low. We probably experience a spring type of the action, so a temporary commitment followed by a quick recovery up. So right now, I think it's still testing of this vertical bar, and this is the trading range that I actually anticipate. So let's see what happened. So if it just couldn't have another break below or commit below, then certainly I think you could just trend up and to test the high again, or maybe this is the gap resistance that you need to overcome. All right, so that's how I view QES. In general, I still very bullish on QES, but certainly short-term wise is just go into the consolidation mode. So next question comes from okay, trader. Hi MJ, please advise if there is some stability to Karim's counter after the rebound and thus provide safe entry point. I think you refer to the three stocks, SERBA, SCIB, and KPOWER. To add, KPOWER and SCIB up last Friday, but on low volume compared to Thursday. Am I right to say this suggests lack of follow through, buying, and pullback imminent? Okay, so there is on a lower volume compared to Thursday, right? Question on current counters from Eugene. Is it safe to even think of going in with the sentiments and the audit issue? How does the price action take into variables into account when evaluating. Okay, I think Eugene actually raised a very valid point. So is it even safe to even think of going in? So what do you think, trader? I mean, I when you first raised this question and I sort of talk about this, but as I mentioned that I solely just probably will approach it in a trading point of view, not even swing trading, but only straightly for day trading. And in this case, because I think there's certainly a better counters or there's better instrument for me for day trading. That's why I do not really trade these three stocks. But certainly, I can't really rule out there is a potential great trading opportunities. Let's just take a look at the chart, right? Okay, so let's start from SERBA. So let's look at SERBA dynamic. Okay, so last time I think I pointed out, well, probably somewhere, I can't remember, maybe 2 weeks ago, somewhere around here. So in order to trade this sort of the volatile stock, so firstly, if you really want to trade it, like Eugene question, is it even safe to approach these stocks? Well, I would say so far, I think I will still trade it as purely day trading. I won't even just leave it overnight to avoid the exposure because, like Eugene mentioned, there is still a lot of things that going on that we don't really know. So unless that you can stomach with get down action when suddenly you see some kind of the announcement where the ETF, Dawong Haji, or even some other big funds just selling and capitulating, and or some other bad news come out, then certainly there will be some get down action. So if you can really stomach that or manage it with your position sizing, just use a very small position, that's fine as well. But certainly, I will definitely approach it still from a trading point of view. So regarding your stability, certainly I see that there is a different texture going on after this rally up. So this sort of the action is quite different from this sort of the action or the texture, I would say, because you can see there is quite a lot of the volatility involved, and as reflected in all these high volume and also big candles. So this is quite a nice pullback. So I would say that this volatility has been decreasing, and also together with the supply level or the volume. So in order to approach this as from a day trading point of view, um, what I'll do is my analyze time frame will be definitely in the hourly time frame because of the volatility instead of the daily. So this could be some kind of the nice formation or the nice reaction. So we have a grinding down type of the reaction. Generally is bullish in nature with the decreasing of the supply level. Subsequently, there is a sign of strength rally. So that comes with quite a nice volume expanding. And eventually we're sort of holding up the gain right there with a decreasing of the volume. So quite a textbook style, trading style or the trading setup for me. So I will then go into probably 3 minutes time frame or 5 minutes if the chart is getting a bit ugly, maybe or 15 minutes even, in order to look at some decent candle. So you can see that we if we want to trade based on this structure, so overall, firstly, this is a sign of strong rally. This is a probably low volume, decreasing low volume reaction. And now it seems like the reaction has come to an end with the sign of strength rally that actually break above the downtrend. So if we just draw up this, so you can see that it actually just break above. So this is first sign that something's changing. So it changed to a bullish bias, and subsequently it's actually holding up the gain. So this is a form of the supply absorption. So in order to trade this, then certainly I would like to see a break above, coming above the immediate resistance level, maybe around 47, with some form of the increasing volume. And then we can anticipate probably a run-up of the price to test the swing high level, about 54, 55, or certainly I think the best way is to trail the stock and for day trading purpose. All right, so this is SERBA Dynamic. I think in general is still quite a nice trading instrument, but that's for day trading if there is any opportunity, because in this portion certainly there is not much participation, and also there is no proper setup right there, so you just need to wait for the right timing. So if you have the time or the luxury to monitor or just check out the market during the daytime, then certainly you can just monitor it and watch out for the potential trading opportunities. So next stock would be KPOWER. Let's have a look. And this is KPOWER. I think they are all very similar structure. So you can see that yeah, this is quite similar as well. And right after the rally hitting the resistance, so sort of just had the reaction. Let's look at the volume right there. So it's of a very low volume pullback. So this is the low volume pullback, exhaustion of the supply level, subsequently also very similar pattern. So in this case, is attempting to break out. So like I mentioned, you can just drill down to the smaller time frame and just to prompt some position if you really like to trade these stocks. But certainly I would limit it to day trading. I wouldn't really to have a lot of the exposure to leave it overnight, but that's just me. And if you like to have other type of the trade management, feel free to explore. Okay, that's KPOWER. Is very similar to SERBA. And let's look at the last stock, SCIB. Okay, so SCIB is also very similar. We have this Sino strength rally. Okay, so this is a low volume pullback. So exactly the same pattern. So like I mentioned, drill down to the smaller time frame, and this is how you can trade it with the setup that you prefer, the trigger or the setup. So you just need to get out quick if the trend suddenly turn or to go against you, so to manage your risk. So that's what I would say, or how I would deal with this sort of the volatile counter. Okay, so I think that's all for the question. And the last question from Eugene, is it safe to even think of going in? So certainly my view is I wouldn't think of holding overnight. So this is purely for speculation trading purpose, or just like limited to day trading purpose to avoid the exposure. All right, so that's all, and hope you enjoyed it. So if you'd like to find out more trading opportunities, check out the video that showed on the screen, and also do join my Telegram group, and also to get in order to get a ad hoc market update. And if you'd like to interact with me, then also feel free to chip in with your charts and also other potential trading setups. And you can also just get your weekly email update by just clicking the link below. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon.